Okay, Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, hello guys. Now today we are on another video of my English project for this semester. And on this project, well, to be honest, it's not a project, but it's actually a mini project called Mini Contest. Well, as the name suggests, it is a contest for my class. So each person has to make something that's called a procedure text, but I like to call it as tutorial of how to make or do something. And today, in my procedure text or in my tutorial, I'm going to be making a tutorial of how to make churros. But since I don't have the materials, I have to imagine of how we're going to do it. So for those who don't know what is churros, churros is basically a Turkish cuisine, which tastes sweet. It's the shape. It's kind of like you can say mozzarella sticks, but you change the mozzarella into some bread of sorts. So the materials that you will need is 160 grams of flour, 2 eggs, and then we also need 180 milliliters of water. We also need 3 tablespoons of sugar, half a tablespoon of salt, and how do you say that? A cooking place, like, a stove. There you go. And you also need some oil for cooking, and also 2 eggs. I mentioned that already, I forgot. So first of all, you gotta take and 50 grams of margarine, I'm sorry. So first of all, take your 180 milliliters of water, put in the sugar, the salt, and also the margarine, and stir it on low fire. Just let the margarine melt while stirring it. After the margarine's melt, you could put 160 grams of flour. After placing the 160 grams of flour, you have to stir it fast so it doesn't lump up, it doesn't group and make some annoying lumps. If you do want to make some lumps, you can do it on jelly to give more texture. But for churros, I'll recommend you to not make it lump and stir as fast as you can. Keep on stirring for roughly, 2 to 3 minutes if you're using quite low fire. Or use this indication. When the dough is not sticking anymore to the stove. Anyways, if you've stirred it or mixed it, you could say, until it's not sticking to the stove anymore, like it's entirely not sticking, it can't stick anymore, you can turn off the fire, or if you're using an electric stove, you can turn off the stove and put the dough to another place, example, a bowl. And you can spread it out to cool it, to let it cool faster. Well, if you're done cooling the dough, you can add in the first egg. Now, add in the first egg and mix thoroughly until it's 100% mixed. Don't let any part of it wasted. About the second egg, we've got to mix the egg first so we can later put it slowly, like little by little, and so it's going to be mixed more thoroughly. So put in the first egg, mix it. Second egg, crack it, mix it, stir it around till it's already orange. Put in a little mixed dough, repeat until you've finished all of your eggs. After that, you've had your dough. Now, for better taste, you can put it in the fridge and leave it overnight. But if you're really eager for churros, then you can just put it in your piping bag and start putting it into your stove, cooking oil. Make sure the oil is already quite hot so the churros actually forms. So after it's hot, you can put it in, pipe it in, I think you can call it, ice it in, I don't know, I'm not a cake artist. So you can put in the churros in long forms. And then after putting it, you can put about 5, I think, but if you're using a big stove, you can put maybe like 10, I don't know. So after you put the churros, you can wait for the underside to turn brown. Now, if the underside has turned brown, then it's time for you to flip it. After that, just repeat it until all the dough is out. Since it doesn't really last that long, about a day or two, it will go bad. Now, you're done with your churros. But if you just want your churros like that, it's fine. But if you want some additional toppings, you can make maybe some syrup. You can add some syrup like what's that? Maple sauce or why is it maple sauce? Maple, or maybe you can add some honey, or maybe you can add some SKM for Indonesians, suka manis, or you can add just sprinkle some sugar over it, or you can dip it in chocolate. Well, there's an infinite amount of ways, but it's better if you're using like sweet things like sugar and chocolate. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you understand what I was saying. I hope you can imagine what I was saying, since I got nothing to show you. So thank you for listening. Hope you have a great day. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.